When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to George Daniel Field for tonight's finale for your Lorain High Titans for the regular season and senior night. First off, let's meet our senior Lorain High Titans football players. First, senior Justin Sturgill, being escorted by Mother Nicole, Father Steve, and Sister Anna. Next, for the senior Lorain High Titans, Myron Wilson, who is being escorted by Father Alan Wilson, Mother Shondale Wilson, and Brother Trayvon. Next, we have senior Aaron Ansart, being escorted by Mother Becky Ansart, Father Aaron Ansart, Grandfather Lindsay Nice, and Grandmother Patty Nice. The next senior, Gabe Larsosa, being escorted by Mother Yolanda Larsosa, Grandfather Johnny Larsosa, and Grandmother Mariel Larsosa. The next senior football player, Cameron Dillon, being escorted by Brother Justin Dillon Jr. The next senior, David Larson, being escorted by Mother Beth Larson and Father James Larson. The next senior football Titan is Davion Dower, being escorted by Mother Michelle, Father Antonio Dower, Brother Dalen Dower, and Sister Adora Rivera. Next up, Antonio Wyatt, being escorted by Mother Tiffany, Father Willie, Sister Nikki, Brother Joseph, and Sister Tieron. Next up, Dakota Mincy, being escorted by Assistant Coach Jeremy Wilt. The next senior, Rayshawn Rogers,
Yes.
who's being escorted by Allison Maker, Reagan Rogers, Xavier Malone, and Amari Malone.
When does grandmother come out?
The next senior Titan football player, Zion Cross, being escorted by Adele Hicks, Brian Rogers, Lisa Rogers, and Tawana Gross. Next up, Makai Curry, being escorted by Mother Alberta Curry, Grandmother Patricia Curry, Brother Gregory Curry, and Mother Shamika Curry Andrews.
Yeah.
And she's messed up fucking bad on drugs.
Still or was?
Oh, yeah.
Still.
And grandma.
Yeah.
The next senior Titan is Elias Lopez,
Yeah.
She got to be it when she found
being escorted by Father Elias Lopez.
start looking for child support and shit like that. And, he said, well, I'm a parent. I'll take
Next
it.
up,
I'll
Aaron Patton, being escorted by
They didn't want that part of it.
Grandfather
They didn't want that
Jim
part of it.
Percher and Grandmother Sharon Percher.
Now, is he messed up? Or he kind of straight? No, the dad there.
Next is senior Michael Harrell,
Yeah, okay.
being escorted by Mother Mary Dominguez, Father Michael Harrell,
on the west side.
Yeah.
And, they've been taking good care of him. But,
Next, we have for the Lorain High Titans football team, as well as the soccer team, Blake Bartlomay, being escorted by Mother Renee Bartlomay and Father John
You
Bartlomay.
see how much grandmas are a part of this, especially as minorities.
Next, representing the Lorain High boys soccer team, Larry Elliott Ward, being escorted by mother Jessica Ward and father Larry Ward.
The guy's crying his eyes out about his grandma.
Well, Mom dropped another kid off within the last year.
Next, representing the Titans volleyball team, senior 7 Nicole Townsell,
Older brother and a
being escorted by grandmother Doris Jones.
another one off.
With a different father, obviously.
Oh,
There,
yeah.
Next, we have for the volleyball and cheerleaders, Angelica Maria Patterson,
Monday, I
being
was over
escorted
there
by
for a
stepmother Eden Patterson,
talking to,
and sisters Jordan Phillips
Sherwood
and
and
Liaison Taylor.
Mike and everybody. And there was a kid, a 7th grader, who Fike said wasn't allowed to play because he went to the doctor. Got to get a doctor's excuse and all that kind of stuff, right?
Next up, representing the Titans volleyball team and cheerleaders, Evelyn Ann Williams. Her escorts tonight are parents Ronnie and Melanie Williams and sister Olivia Williams. Representing the cheerleaders, senior Tasia Whitfield. Being escorted by mother Kawana Noble, sister Tasia Whitfield, and Taiwan Lighty. Next, representing the cheerleaders, Celente Francisco. Being escorted by mother Evelise Ortiz. Also representing the cheerleaders, Victoria Johnson. Being escorted by mother Janice Roberts, stepfather John Roberts, and brother Curtis Roberts. Representing the cheerleaders, Zaria Williams, being escorted by Raja Cannon, Shira McElway, and Louis Serrano. Representing the Lorain High Titans golf team, Kobe Goodwin Pyers, being escorted by mother Lori Pyers Goodwin and father Kevin Goodwin. Next up, representing the girls soccer team, Kylie Valex Sextella, being escorted by mother Chrissy Velez and father Brandon Sextella. Representing the girls soccer team, Catherine Mills, being escorted by father Carl Mills and mother Jennifer Mills. Representing the cross country team, senior Jasmine Prayer, being escorted by mother Annette Ransom and father Brandon Matthews. Also representing the cross-country team is Janelle Shannon, being escorted by mother Paula Shannon. And now let's meet the Lorain High Titans marching band seniors. We have Erica Price, who is being escorted by mother Julia Thomas. Senior James Rufo, being escorted by mother Amanda Rufo. Next we have senior Talia Rivera, being escorted by mother Jennifer Rivera, father Josue Rivera, grandmother Juanita Pacheco, grandmother Rose Rivera, grandfather Muskie Rivera, sisters Maria and Ariana, Aunt Lillian Allen, and great-grandmother Virginia Rivera. Next up for the senior Titans marching band, Omar Torres, being escorted by Uncle A.J. Torres, Aunt Maria Marrero, and Cousin Alejandro Torres. Cheyenne Castro, who is being escorted by Mother Katrina Castro, stepfather Jose Baez, and cousin Ashley Castro. Next up for the senior band members is Jamel Lee, who is being escorted by Mother Alicia Everzari and grandfather Rafael Everzari. Taylor Parsons, who is being escorted by grandmother Connie Stillman. Next up, we have Emily Lozado Stanilowski, who is being escorted by Aunt Ida Stanilowski, Uncle Tony Serino, and Sister Melissa. Next up for your Titan senior band members, Jonathan Merchant, who is being escorted by mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Ken Merchant, grandmother Alberta Francis, and grandfather Gaylord Francis. Next up, Jamae Greenhill, who is being escorted by mother Tanika Russell, Aunt Antoinetta Russell, and Uncle Alex Towner. Representing the dance team, Dominique Bennett, who is being escorted by mother Latoya Bennett and brother London Bennett. Next up for the dance team, Malaysia Hughes, who is being escorted by mother Melinda Hughes, brother Tremaine Hurley, Aunt Jada Clopton, sister Malaya Turner, and Aunt Domesa Clopton. Next up for the dance team is Paulo Torres, who is being escorted by mother Hina Ramos, sister Carla Torres, and sister Mia Torres. Next up, we have Emily Leon, who is being escorted by father Roberto Leon and mother Lenora Leon. Representing the trainer aides, Gloria Gonzalez, who is being escorted by mother Maria Gonzalez, brother Pablo, and sister-in-law Hannah. For the trainer aide seniors, we have Alice Howard, who is being escorted by father Charles Howard and mother Valerie Howard. And our final senior of the evening, representing the dance team, is Anastasia Williams, who is being escorted by mom Alonda Williams and Michaela Heldron. Again, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for all of your Lorain High Titan seniors on senior night.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, Even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Good evening and welcome to George Daniel Field. It's the home finale tonight. The Lorain Titans 6-1 on the season, hosting the Maple Heights Mustangs in a key Lake Erie League clash. Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer, Rick Amador, and a cast of dozens here. Ball underway in the air down to the Titans. It's bouncing, picked up by Zion Cross. Straight ahead into the hole. Makes a move, gets out to about the 33, which is where the Titans will put it in play. Tom, what you got to worry about tonight is this is a kind of a trap game.
Exactly. Yeah, you're saying right, because everyone's looking forward to next week, but you can't let this one go, because there will not be a next week if this one doesn't come through.
Okay, they spot the ball right up just shy, well, just on the 33. Titans will come out. Rayshawn Rogers, the center. Alzier and Larson, the guards. Larsosa and Wilson, the tackles. Justin Sturgill with Tyshawn Nelson and Dalen Dower, the sophomore backfield. Near side, Lighty and Davion Dower. Turn, gives straight ahead to Dalen. Dalen gets a couple. Spun around right about the 35. Probably going to spot him right there for a gain of 2. Of note, Dalen Dower is 52 yards shy of 1,000 on the season.
Yeah, we're looking for him to break that record. He's about 4th in the county in his rushing.
Bounces it outside, needs a block. Well, he's going to lose some there. Lost a yard, gang tackled.
He's slow to get up here, but he'll jump.
Picked up by older brother Davion. It's going to be 3rd and 9. Maple Heights looks like early on, Tom, they said you're going to have to throw to beat us.
Well, there's no safety in the game. I see
Right.
that. So they're going to say, crowd the box. Lorain is a running team, but you watch. They'll find a couple openings.
Nolan is one-on-one on the far side. Near side, Davion Dower. Lighty in the slot. As you say, everybody within 7 yards of the ball. Toss sweep Dower. Dower looks for the corner. Dower's not going to get the corner. He's going to get snowed under back at the 31. And the Titans are going to go 3 and out, which is something that doesn't usually happen to open a ball game.
No. Like I said, it's stop Dalen Dower night, and that's what they've been practicing all week for down there in Maple Heights, I'm sure.
Guys, if my memory serves me correctly, the last time we went 3 and out was against Clarkson.
Okay, yeah. Sturgill, the punter. Isaiah McDowell to snap. Marquintez Graham late getting on. Twin safeties for the Mustangs. Good snap to Sturgill. 1 steps, gets it away. It's a floater. High, fair catch called for at about the 34 by number 7, Antoine Holloway. And Maple Heights will put it in play just about the same spot that Lorain High did. 10:02 to go first quarter. Titans on defense.
Smart call for the fair catch. There was a Dower and Smith was right on him. And he saved a lot of yards. So
Wyatt in the middle between Melendez and McCall. Cairo Smith, Kelvin Torres, the middle backers. Savon Chavis, Davion Dower, the outside backers. Mekai Curry and Zion Cross are the corners. Quarterback keep. That would be Mr. That's Mr. Wyatt, isn't it? Actually, it was Kelvin Torres, I think. I think Wyatt got the fake man.
Yeah.
Gain of about a yard, but it was a painful one. Here you'll see. Just penetrates the gap, and he hits the fake man and knocks him back about 5. 2nd and 9 for Maple. Quarterback is Devin Dial, number 1. 3 receivers near side, single setback. Fake it. Dial's going to keep it again. Torres has got him along with Wyatt. Wyatt tosses the pile back.
wide remind. I can't remember the NFL player who his defensive strategy was grab them all and sort them out. You find out who the ball
Somebody
carrier
will
was.
have the ball. Third and about 6. Long 6, short 7. 4 receivers to the near side now for Dial. Lots of single digits. This is a formation that we haven't seen too much, and they've got us outnumbered over here. Smith cheats over now. They look, but Torres hits. That's one way to beat that. Nice throw, though. The quarterback was hit by Kelvin Torres, but he got it out to number 4, Bernard Bates, right at the 50 for the first down.
That was Lighty that knocked him out of bounds, but, it's hard to stop when you got 4 receivers and you only have 2 defenders.
Yeah, you had 2.5.
Yeah.
And guys, the quarterback, number 1, Devin Dial, is actually checking out of the game.
Well, yeah, he did. He took a pop. I didn't see him leave. Backup quarterback in.
And last week against Warrensville, we were down to the 3rd quarterback by the end of the game.
And he was just as good as the first, though, if I remember
Hollis
correctly.
Lemons, number 3, a senior in for Dial, a junior. Lemons is going to keep it. Lemons is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's Davion Dower, Kelvin Torres, and Cairo Smith, among others. Well, mark it right at the 50. Generous spot makes it 2nd and 10.
So the fake is the defensive line is worrying about the tailback, and the linebackers are worrying about who has the ball.
Yep.
Check the quarterback.
Loaded pistol that time. There's the cross buck, and they were waiting for it. That was Nate Melendez along with Dower and Wyatt.
Yeah.
But Melendez, the primary tackler, he had an excellent game last week against Warrensville. Kind of a coming-of-age thing for Nate. Here it is, and that's one of the plays that Lorain High used to run so successfully last year that these guys have seen it a bunch. 3rd and 13.
Dial just checked back in the game.
Okay, Dial in, 4 receivers to the far side, which is the wide side. Good protection. Throwing over the middle. Wow, Savon Chavis got up and got a hand on it. Tyshawn Lighty almost had an interception. And we always like to see him with the ball in open spaces. But it will result in is a 4th and 13. This is a nice play by Savon Chavis. Not only does he get a great drop from his outside backer spot, but he got way up in the air to knock that down. Punt formation. There it is. Mincy is deep. Mincy took one to the house last week off a punt. Snap is back. Kick is away. Short kick near side. The poison call is on as Titans get out of the way. It's going to roll dead about the 17. Picked up there by 5, Desmond Pettis. And the Titans will start their second possession inside the 20. So Maple Heights picks up 1 first down and then turns the field over a little bit.
Yeah, that's one thing. You win the battle of the punts. That's field position each time you do it.
Not only did they, was it a good punt, but it was from a more advantageous spot on the field after that first down. So, 1st and 10, Lorain. Nolan and Lighty to the far side. Turn, fake. Sturgill has Tyshawn Lighty. Tyshawn Lighty for about 20 on the quick slant. That was a heck of a throw. And a great tackle by Christian Chavers, or we're lining up for an extra point. Out to the 39. Statistically speaking, the next time Lighty touches the ball, he should score.
Yeah, because he does it every other time.
Gives to Nelson straight ahead for a couple tough yards. This young sophomore has taken over that fullback position and just done a good job, as the coaches say, making the tough yards, sticking the nose in there to block. Not real big. They list him at 6 foot 193. That's if he's standing on all his school books. Same play, other side, only Sturgill keeps it on the option. He's only going to have a couple before he's stacked up at the 44. Sturgill lost his footing as he pulled the ball out from Nelson. Not sure what else would have been there had he not done that, but Maple Heights ready for the things that the Titans do well. Now,
What they're
Dower
doing,
goes out in the
You're
slot.
just showing them that they can do things without Dalen touching the ball.
Dalen is the third receiver on the far side, inside of Lighty, and Nolan outside of both of them. There's the bubble screen to Dalen Dower. Dower gets a block. Dower has a first down. Dower gets the corner across the 50 to, let's call it the 45. The Titans move the sticks once again.
Nice play call there, guys. They outflanked him to the right side of the field, the wide formation. Nolan did a job block out on the outside along with Lighty for Dalen to pick up that first down.
And I think if we were to look at that and judge it on its merits, it would have been a lateral rather than a pass, but we'll take the yards anyway. 1st and 10 Titans. Now Dower jogs back to the tailback spot, and Lighty changes sides to come over here with Davion Dower. Sturgill tries to keep it. He and Nelson had a little bit of mix-up on the fake. Their gain's going to be short, maybe a yard. They are stacked up between the tackles, Maple Heights. Give Justin one. Second and 9, 5 1/4.
Where did Joe plug it in before? It's gone.
Justin Sturgill under center. Straight back, looks to throw, has a man knocked away from Nolan. Nice defensive play by his opposite number, Dante Abrams, 23. That one looked like it was labeled for a big gain.
We get a chance to look at this replay. The Maple Heights defender did a nice job getting his hands and breaking up that pass to a very sure-handed Nolan there.
Yes. 3rd and 9, 5:12 to go first quarter. We're scoreless. Nolan now in the slot inside of Lighty. They throw the ball to Lighty on the bubble screen coming across, and it's nicely broken up. Antoine Holloway, 7, had the initial hit, and Lighty got out of that, but his buddies were waiting, and little gain on the play.
And, Jay, you got to give credit to this Mustang defense. They're doing a great job rallying to the ball. They know the premier playmakers and Dower and Lighty, and they're really keying on both guys.
Absolutely. So Sturgill out in punt formation again. Titans with a couple of first downs, move the ball across midfield, but they'll have to kick. Something to note, they had Dower in as the personal protector that time. That ball hits right on the sideline at about the 23, not Sturgill's best. Let's see where they spot it. They go through this, and it looked like it hit right on the line, right where I said at the 23.
Great job, Jay. You got that crow's nest view up there, and you're able to catch that. You know, had a chance to catch up with Coach Will before the game, and you had talked about it a few minutes ago, but the evolution of and the maturity of Nate Melendez and Malik McCall. They were really impressed with what they seen on tape last week, Jay, and they're looking for bigger and better things from those two juniors.
Once again, those are the two ends between, with Wyatt in between. Trips to the near side for Dial. 3-step drop, looks the short side. Oh my. Zion Cross had it in his hands as Wyatt got home just as Dial let the ball go. The official, Dial goes over to the official and says, "You're not going to let that big guy hit me like that every play, are you?"
You're exactly right, Jay. I had that vantage point right from my angle here, and it's like one of those big bullies at school. You go to the teacher, and she's like, "I'm not getting involved with that."
And what happened was Wyatt was up in the air when Dial let it go. Dial is 5'7", 145, about the size of a big meal for Antonio. Fake and give to the running back. Nice hole there. First big gain out across the 45, Hollis Lemons. Number 3, the man that was in at backup quarterback a moment ago for one play.
Yeah, that was the first time they really gave it to that back, and, you know, there's the deception back there that we got to get adjusted to.
Nolan in now at safety is about 20 yards off the ball. Gives straight ahead. That one's not. That was Kelvin Torres ready for that one. Bernard Bates was the ball carrier. He lost a yard. 3:57 and the clock winding in the scoreless first quarter. Maple Heights come out and kind of kick Lorain in the teeth a little bit in terms of getting their attention both on offense and defense.
Like I said, this is the kind of game where you can't have a letdown before the big one. So we'll see what happens here.
Dial. Big hole that time for Bates. Bates gets down to the 45. He's going to be about a yard and a half shy of a first down. It's going to be 3rd and let's call it 2, more like a yard and a half. Once again, Maple Heights across the 50, though. There's the option look, and Dial's got a first down and more. There's a flag from the far side, first flag of the game from the linesman on the far side. It's going to be a hold on Maple Heights.
That was their first mistake. So, I mean, they've had a real clean offense so far.
Wow, is that man got a microphone on, or is he just that loud?
You know, guys, I went back home last night. I was thinking about the broadcast and things that I can add to the broadcast. I'm going to start putting my mic out there a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that from you, Rick?
That was from the referee.
Okay. So the ball goes back to the 50 where it's about 3rd and 7. They need the 43 for a first down. Break for the Titans. Let's see if they can capitalize. Dial. Option look.
Oh, that.
Torres hog-tied Hollis Lemons, number 3. You heard all kinds of uh-ohs because of all the rules about going to the head, but he just wrapped around. He didn't grab anything, and he pulled him down at the 47. It's going to be 4th and a short 4.
Yeah, the horse collar actually has to be a grab by something and pull him back over the throat.
Or if you grab the bottom of the helmet, it's going to be called, but he didn't grab anything. He just wrapped. Interesting, no back in, and they throw for it and dropped. Oh, he had the first down. That was number 8, DeAndre Bailey, and he might have had more. But first you have to have the ball. So break for the Titans there, and they take over in great field position at the 47.
Well, the thing is they have those 4 receivers. One's always going to be short, and they're setting up that deep one maybe coming, a couple passes from now. So you still got to be careful, and you still got to keep a safety in there.
Well, the one thing, that does for sure, when you put 4 receivers, it's got to be a zone coverage of some sort.
What you're eliminating, though, you don't have anybody to pick up the blitzing backer, though, also.
Turn, fake to Dower. Sturgill rolls, throws, wanted Dower. Well covered by the linebacker, the opposite number, Lamar Bell. This looks like a Maple Heights team that is very ready for the things that Lorain High does.
Maple Heights is the type of team that always has great athletes, and they've been successful in the past.
Won a state championship in the last decade. Turn, Dower hits the pile, makes a move, gets about 4 out across the 50 to the 49, 3rd and 6.
One thing Maple is doing a great job at the point of attack is getting off their blocks to come up and make the plays, especially their 2 linebackers, number 11, Lamar Bell, and number 9, Shamar Simmons.
Yeah, they are being kept clean by the 4 in front of them. Fake to Dower, throw over the middle. Whitey got whacked. No flag. Both teams are allowed to go for the ball. I think that's what the call is there. And it was just misfortune that the 2 ran together. The safety coming up to play the ball and Lighty going for the ball. There was contact, but both were playing the football, and when it's in the air, it doesn't belong to anybody. Now, this is still interesting. Dower is still in as the up man. Let's not ever discount the fake when he is on the field. Holloway is deep for Maple. Sturgill is the quarterback. Low snap. He gets it away, and that's a good kick. Sideways spin on it. Hits inside the 10, goes into the end zone.
Yeah, those are nice if they stopped inside the 5. Now you got to net it back 20 yards. So,
which is okay because it pins them a little bit deeper than they've been out to the 20 with 2:03 to go in a scoreless first quarter. What's the stats, Tom? Lorain's had ball 3 times on offense. What's their total yards?
Actually, Dower only has 4 yards because he's had some negatives, and we've only had 36 yards passing.
Okay.
So
So a total of 40 yards in offense for 3 possessions for Lorain is not what we are used to.
And, guys, for the first time tonight, the spark plug, Isaiah McDowell, has checked into the game.
Okay, the little tank is at defensive end on the far side, number 40. Turn, give up the middle. Nice job by Cairo Smith.
You know, the linebackers has been the biggest improvement on this team since game 1.
Yeah. Yes, they have, the 2 interior backers. Bates was the ball carrier. He got about a yard. This is Cairo Smith's kind of football game if they want to run inside.
Yeah.
Fake, and now try to run the option. It's up in the air. It's on the ground. Ball is on the ground.
If it's on the ground, that means
that's who's got it.
That means McDowell has
weapon.
it.
Isaiah McDowell for the score.
If it's on the ground, McDowell finds it. I tell you, that's a fact.
Isaiah, for the second time this year, picks up a fumble with 1:27 to go and takes it to the house from about. Let's see where he picks it up.
I'm going to say about the 9-yard line.
That's how you pick up your offense. You score on defense. And, Rick, good spotting there. First play on the field for him, I think.
That was, Jay.
And it was a bad pitch. And McDowell made the hit. Oh, no, and then he picked it up and went in from about the 11. 2-point play is going to go nowhere.
That was a little Wildcat kind of formation.
That was Dower. Helmet came off and everything. So Lorain on top on a defensive score, 6-0.
If we get a chance to look at that replay, guys, that fumble or missed pitch was a direct result of pounding the quarterback.
Yeah, you're right.
Dials wants no part of that ball with Torres coming downhill, and you'll check this out right here. Torres comes up.
Yeah.
Chavis with the hit.
Chavis got the hit. Torres is over onto the pile, but the little fella, an inadvertent block by Kelvin Torres took out the only player with a chance to tackle Isaiah.
And then you got the human wall, Antonio Wyatt.
So
casting a shadow on McDowell as he's going into the end zone.
Well, you know what? When your offense is struggling, you got to figure out a way to pick them up, and the Titan defense just did that.
And you talk about being a trap game. One thing we haven't really talked about is senior night tonight.
Right.
So we had a lot of pomp and circumstance going on before the game, and I kind of expected that, but now hopefully that gets everybody going now.
Jamel Nolan been handling the kickoff duties for the last 2 weeks. High kick, short, up to the 22. Maple takes it there. That's Bates, number 4, breaks it to the outside across the 40. I'm sure that the Titan coaching staff not happy with that field position. 1:20 to go, first half. Maple Heights will start at the 43. McDowell in now from Melendez. McCall back in.
Now they can plug him in any one of the three positions.
All three. They like to move all.
Yeah.
They like to move he and Wyatt both around. Size and speed. 2 receivers to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield. Give straight ahead. That's going nowhere, and they're lucky they didn't fumble that. Antonio Wyatt got a gap. I think that's the best way to put it, because he got in there clean.
And, Coach, I know you don't keep defensive stats, but you got to credit Tone with 2 tackles there. He tackled the running back and the quarterback. Look, bang.
No, you're right.
I said that's exactly what he does.
They're both down.
He grabs them both, and then he sorts them out till he gets the ball carrier.
Well, together they're 315, and that's about what he weighs. So that'll fall
that
on
might,
it.
Yeah.
Oh, pass was intended for Holloway, number 7. He dropped it, and you heard the Lorain High sideline yelling for him to play the ball. Met guy Curry out there, but the officials quickly said
it might have been a little bit backwards.
Pointing to Jeremy Wilt, and Jeremy Wilt says, I got to try.
3rd and long again.
3rd and long, trips to the near side. Now that brings Mincy over as a safety. Curry takes the outside receiver. That young man appears to have a height. There's
my goodness.
Bad punt snap.
Guess who's
back
on the ball?
inside the 25.
Guess who's on the ball? Guess who's on the ball?
Tone. Big Tone. That was McDowell that had the first shot
it was
at
McDowell.
it. Big
Yes, he
Tone
was.
picks it up.
Yeah.
At the 20, the Titans will be in business on offense.
Yeah, I would credit McDowell for not causing a fumble, but being the first one back
You
to
know who
pushing
caused
around.
the fumble? The guy that's been shooting the gap between the center and the guard, the one that recovered it. Look at this. Head up on the center. He just blew him up. And McDowell comes untouched, and that's a heck of an effort, but there's Big Tone to pick it up, and he got a bad spot. So Sturgill has him 1st and 10 at the 20, 39 seconds to go, first quarter. Nelson in front of Dower. Nelson for 5. Just too many. You know, the Titans have a lot of weapons. You just have to.
Yes.
They're going to have to give up something to stop something. And, if they're going to stop Dower, what is it that they're going to give you? That's what you have to figure out. That time it was the quick hitter for 5. Tyshawn Nelson is a heck of an athlete.
Wait till the play's over. I want to. There you go.
Sturgill kept it on the option that time and just went nowhere. That was probably a misread by Justin. He doesn't do that often. But that'll be the end of the first quarter. Thanks to Isaiah McDowell's fumble return, the Titans on top, 6-0. Back with more after this timeout.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Third and 5 from the 15 as the Titans line up to start the second quarter. They break the eye and put Dower in the slot inside a cross with no one on the outside. Nelson is the only setback. He's at fullback. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get it. Instead, they throw it to Zion. Zion in trouble. Zion loses a couple. That play was doomed from the start.
Yeah.
I really thought that they were going to run the up back out of that formation.
They got to do something that someone's not expecting.
Right, so it's going to be 4th and 8 now. Or make it 7 from the 17. And Titans hoping to capitalize on their second fumble recovery in the last 2 Maple Heights possessions. Sturgill's got the backfield to Nelson and Dower, and he's going to go straight back. He wants a man. He just threw it too tall for Davion Dower. He had Dower on the post as cross cleared underneath, but 4th down, and the Titans failed to capitalize on the big turnover, and it remains Lorain 6, Maple nothing. Maple takes over on the 17.
Yes, for a team for that first quarter and that play there was only 51 yards, both rushing and receiving, but still 1 touchdown on the defensive fumble.
Defensive
so
end, yes.
We're still leading 6-0.
Now Maple Heights has made some plays offensively. Looks like the ball spotted at the 16, 1st and 10. Dial is back at quarterback. He's got Hollis Lemons and Bernard Bates on either side. Twins to the far side, single receiver near side. He rolls, he wants to throw. He gets hit as he throws. Incomplete. That was a get rid of it before Big Tone eats me alive. because
there was a receiver in the area. That's all you could say about that pass.
Wyatt was bearing down at about the 5-yard line.
Guys, I was right in front of that play, and I swear I heard the word, Mom.
Uncle? You crying uncle?
That play, as they run past Wyatt, get blocks on the second level and get the ball out for 10 and a first down. Moving the sticks at the 26.
See, one of the big differences between these two defenses, Lorain still has safeties back there and 3 defensive linemen, whereas Maple is crowding the box and not giving you that, but they're opening themselves up for a deep pass.
Lorain just hadn't been able to hit that.
Not yet.
Dial drops the ball again, and the Titans are on it again.
I see one Mustang signaling that they have it.
Well, Dial may have gotten it back, but he wasn't the first one to it. Loss is back to the 20. Going to be just behind the 20. Going to bring up 2nd and 16. Calls for the ball. Torres showing blitz. Quick pass outside. Cross was right there as the ball landed toward Holloway. Holloway wasn't going to catch it anyhow, but Zion gave him a how'd you do, and Holloway stayed down for the moment.
Guys, week in and week out, the physicality of this Titan defense is getting better and better. They beat you up for 4 quarters, guys.
You know, Rick, that's the most physical play I can remember Zion Cross making.
You know, he's just basically, the whole mantra of those middle linebackers and Antonio have really influenced how everybody plays on this defensive squad.
Right. No, and I'm not saying that as a negative, but Zion is more of a speed and finesse guy, but he came up and lowered the boom right here. We're going to see it from ground level. Great camera action, guys, and there it is. And it was shoulder to ribs, and Holloway's lucky he didn't catch that because it would have been a fumble. That was a great form hit by Zion, and up comes Holloway, and he'll walk off under his own power. He probably just had the wind knocked out of him where that blow was delivered. And if you've never had that done, there is hardly a worse feeling in the world, is there?
Oh, you can't catch your breath. You try as hard as you can.
They're giving Antonio his first blow of the night, guys. Checking in Melendez, McDowell, and McCall as your front.
I like that front 4, too. It's a little different look. The speed over the ball instead of the strength. I'm sure Dial is the happiest man in the stadium, but it's 3rd and 15.
So is their center.
Yeah. Well, he won't be happy if he fumbles, though, because McDowell will be right on it.
Yeah, Dial is alone in the backfield. There's that 4 wide receiver set.
You got to keep someone in that short zone because that's who they're going to hit.
Straight back. He's at the 10. He's rolling. McDowell, it's thrown away. It's taken by Tyshawn Lighty. Oh! We almost witnessed the Sports Center moment. Tyshawn Lighty with the interception. He put the one hand down to try and steady himself. And I'm telling you, if the knee didn't drag across the top of the grass, that would have been a heck of a play because that was an athlete realizing what had to be done. So Tyshawn Lighty gets the 3rd turnover for the defense in 3 possessions.
He cut that ball at the high point of it, what you got to do.
Give the defensive line. McCall splits a double team, chases Dial, steps up in the pocket. McDowell gets up off his getting knocked down, and it's just lofted down the middle of the field. Tyshawn high points the ball, and there goes the hand down, and the left knee just touched the ground. Sturgill turn. Dower. Dalen. Offensive line surge that time, going to get him about 4.
And, guys, before we turn the page to that defensive series, that's the 4th interception by Tyshawn Lighty.
3 in the last 2 weeks now, plus the one on the extra point last week. 2nd and about 6. 9:38 to go first half. Titans 6-0. Sturgill wants to throw. Has a man. That's Davion Dower. First down and more. Davion down the sidelines to about the 26-yard line where he's knocked out. That was an easy pitch and catch. And that's, that may be what's there.
Yes, yeah.
As the linebackers pinch is the outside zone. And what you have to be careful of there is going to the well too often and having the corner read it. I formation, 1st and 10 at the 26. Turn, fake the reverse, and Dalen down to about the 21. Maybe the line's starting to wear them down a little bit.
That always happens. Right.
That's what happens when you have turnovers, and you've got Rayshawn Rogers at about 240, and the rest of those guys are just shy of 300 or more. That was intended for Nelson, incomplete. Larsosa is 290. Myron Wilson, they list as 250. Alzier, 281. And David Larson, a svelte 3 1/4.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 4, and the Titans really don't want to waste this field position yet again. 9 minutes in the first half as the clock rolls. Oh, as the clock is stopped on the incompletion, excuse me.
Everyone was within 5 yards of the ball.
Yep.
Of the line of scrimmage.
Justin, the out pattern for Dower. He's going to be close to the first down. He's also going to be close to lane 3 on the track by the time he gets up.
If you take a look at that replay, guys, pre-snap, their man press across the board, really not giving our receivers a clean release. Justin did a great job looking to his right, using eye manipulation to swing back to his left to pick up to a 4th down and very short,
Fourth
guys.
and very short. Sturgill up under center is going to keep it. Sturgill gets the surge down to the 15, which is going to move the sticks. Only needed about the length of a football, I'm going to guess. Got a full yard. Move the sticks, start the clock, 8:45 to go in the first. Sturgill going to go back under center. Dower back at the 21, 7 yards behind the ball. Toss sweep. Dower gets a block, gets to the outside, makes a move, gets down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. What they've done a good job down there, Rick, is making Dalen stay inside on that play.
Correct, and they're really doing a great job flowing to the ball. So going wide isn't going to work because they're great athletes for the Mustangs.
Right.
Yeah, what Lorain doesn't do.
Tyshawn Lighty straight ahead behind Big David Larson and Gabe Larsosa, and they bull him down to about the 7. Going to be 3rd and 3.
Is they have to run some sort of a misdirection to get them, if they're flowing so fast,
right.
Counter that flow with something, you got to come back.
Toss sweep to the wide side. Dower cuts it up. Dower first down. Dower inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for Lorain at about the 4. That was a good cut by Dalen that time. We've talked about it in different broadcasts all year. Every play's not going to get you a touchdown. You just got to take what you can get.
And going due south rather than due east is the way to go.
So let's see where they spot it. Right about the 4. 1st and goal. This is Nelson time. Turn. Tyshawn gets it, and that's what everybody in the place thought, I guess. He got about a yard.
He's still fighting for put him down to about the 1?
He's going to be, well, if this man on this, they're both about the 1. That's a heck of a run for Tyshawn Nelson because it was all yards after contact.
Yeah.
And he did it with only one shoe on, guys.
Okay. Well.
And no rest for the weary. They're right back at the line of scrimmage.
Wait, you know what? This is a quarterback sneak, I'm hoping. It worked the last time. Rayshawn Rogers got a good surge. And there it is again. Sturgill pushes the ball for a touchdown. Justin Sturgill from 1 yard out. The man on the near side has it. And the Titans go up 12-0 with 6:42 in the second. They capitalize on the turnover this time. It was Tyshawn Lighty's interception. They drive 45 yards. And Blake Bartlemay out to tempt the conversion. Jamel Nolan is the holder now. Isaiah McDowell. watching these guys before the game, Bartlemy's getting a little bit of range to it. The key is the snap, as it's been all year. Snap down, spot good, kick up and through. Blake Bartlemy puts it through. 13 for Lorain, nothing for Maple Heights. 6:42. And, Tom, that was the drive the offense needed to get things uncovered.
Well, they picked up 60 yards now on 24 carries. So they're starting to move the ball. They're starting to wear down, I think, Maple's defense a little bit. But they're still crowding the box to the point where you got to get them to loosen that up.
Well, you said 51 yards to the point where we had the ball, and then 45 on that drive. So still don't have 100, I don't think.
We're closing, but not quite. 112, actually.
Okay. I misremembered.
Yeah. There was a pass or two in there.
To quote Roger Clemens.
You know, I don't really.
Now, I was watching Jermel Nolan kick off, warm up, and he was kicking from the 50 before the game and putting them in the end zone. So.
Well, I remember one time he put it right on the 1 yard line, so that's what I'm.
That's a good kick.
That's a kick.
That kick is coming down to the 15. Brought back straight ahead. Ankle tackle. Guess who?
Yeah, I know the tank. Yep. I don't know if Tank is because of his attitude or his size, because he bulls you around like a tank. Yeah. A
little bit of both. Well, he was the secret weapon at the beginning of the year, but now everybody knows about it. He ain't no secret anymore. Ball spotted at the 28 after the kick. 1st and 10, Maple, 6:34 to go. Dials the whole way at quarterback. Next to him, well, not the whole way.
No,
Lemons had a snap when Dial got blasted by Kelvin Torres. Jet sweep for the first time. That's going to get the corner. That's Bates. Bates has the corner, forced out of bounds by Mekhi Curry, but gain is going to be about 12. Out across the 40, maybe 13 to the 41.
That's the first time they showed us that jet sweep.
Yes, it is.
And they did, they did a good job getting outside of both Dower and Melendez, who just didn't have – they got deeper than them. There's movement on the near side that's going to cost them 5. Number 8, DeAndre Bailey, started to dance before the music was playing.
Yeah,
that makes you think that might have been a pass.
To him.
Well, nobody's in a hurry to go block. And they've got they're still looking for something. That was a good first play, the jet sweep, but they've got to find something that they can hang their hats on offensively. There's the full backfield. That's the Maple Heights band you hear in the background. Dial wants to throw it out here. There's that same bubble screen to Holloway. Chavis chases it down, but that's a good gain of about 10. The penalty yardage and 5 more, make it 6 more. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
So the difference between our defense and Maples is they cover that slot man nose on nose.
Yeah, and
so we can't get the ball to him.
And they can't. That play's open.
The slot's open.
Yeah.
But they're saying throw it short. We'll stop him before you can go too deep.
Dials kept it, and Tone's well rested.
Yeah. And comes up with the ball somehow.
You can almost hear Dial saying, "Mom, there go that man again."
See, now they got the 4 over there.
Yeah.
The one's going to stay short.
Well,
That's the one.
We're outnumbered in a bubble screen situation here. That's what I look for at some point tonight. Chavis coming on a blitz, but guess who?
Yeah.
Popped out of the phone booth.
Was he changing clothes into a uniform?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
The sack back to the 35, loss of about 11.
See, that's what that 4 wide receivers on side, you
Right.
don't have anybody to pick that up.
Well, and Chavis blitzed in the guard tackle gap, which forced the guard to come off Wyatt, and you're not going to block him one-on-one.
No.
Punt formation. Mincy deep for Lorain. Snap back, good snap. Kick away, short kick. Almost hit Lighty.
Yeah, I think that's the back is responsible. The back is responsible for letting him know it's because you're not looking at that. You're looking for people coming downfield.
To block.
Yeah.
And it's too bad he wasn't because he could have made, we
if
love to see
caught
him
it,
in open
yeah.
field. So look, the Titans in decent field position at the 37, 13-0 lead with 4:32 in the half. If it comes down to it, both teams with all 3 timeouts. After back and forth action, the offense is stymied. Only a defensive score. Lorain took it 45 yards last possession after a Tyshawn Lighty interception. Justin Sturgill doing the honors from a yard out.
As Justin's looking it over, calling a play.
Dower straight ahead. Dower gets a block from Rogers and gets out to the 40. Let's call it the 45 for a gain of 8.
Just had his ankle.
But he's starting to have a hole there to squirt through. 2nd and 2 for Lorain right at the 45. Sturgill wants it again, fakes the reverse. Lighty with the first down. Or not Lighty, but Dower gets 3 more to move the chains. He's at the 48 of the Titans.
Same exact play where they pull Larson from his left guard position. Nelson do a great job getting blocks at the point of attack.
They're also showing that reverse. Now, Lighty in at fullback. This is interesting. Cross in the slot. Turn. Fake. Sturgill wants to throw to Lighty. Instead, he throws downfield to Cross. Zion with the catch. Zion down to the 30 for the first down. Give them 22 on that one. Well, make it 21 as they look like they're going to spot it at the 31. That was a good adjustment because I am sure when they snuck Lighty in at fullback that the design of the play was to get the ball to him. Nelson with the quick hitter. Nelson rides the lineman downfield to about the 27 for 4. Timeout, Maple Heights. So the Mustangs defense getting a little gassed as Lorain went fast there, and they were nowhere near set for that play. And
when you mentioned that Dalen's now picking up an extra yard or 2, I always used to tell our tailbacks, just keep it up and keep it up because the linebackers will lose his step if you can keep that step. You know what I mean? So you just got to keep it up and keep it up. Eventually, you break them in the 3rd and the 4th quarter.
And what's the other thing that's happening is those guys, those 2 guards are 270 and 325, and they're wearing on people in there.
Yes.
And
because they're not playing defense.
Right.
They come down, they sit on the bench, and they go back in the next offense. They got a great strategy here with their defensive line and their offensive line.
And if we look at some of the inside people, Jesse Bacon is 150 or 165 pounds. 54 is over the ball. Andre Phillips is 235. 44 is a defensive lineman. Willie Williams is listed at 210. So there is a huge disparity in physical size inside there that's just got to start wearing. As the Titans tighten up the splits on the line as well. Turn. Lighty, they fake the end around to Cross. Lighty's going to lose yards there. Give him a loss of about 3. Let's see where they spotted. Give him a loss of 1. The man with the box has got me going bonkers tonight. 3rd down and 7. 2 receivers to the short side. Sturgill, quick pass to Davion Dower for the first down inside the 20. That was a great read by Justin.
Exactly right, Jay. He's seen the man-to-man coverage. The defender was playing off. The slant was there. Enough for the first down.
He has the playbook, as we've said many times this season. So that's him recognizing and making a call. And he recognized the wide side, and the slant was there. stack this side now. Cross behind Nolan. Straight back. He wants Dower again. Davey on
Yeah. He was saying, that's what he said. I was being held. Yes, he was.
And it was probably a good grab.
Because he would have been in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran right by him.
That's the other thing that they've picked up on is the single receiver bump and run. And going right at that, it looks like. So, Titans are ready to go. They're up to the line before the penalty is marched off. Look at how fast they want to play, Tom. It's holding rather than pass interference.
And that wears on the defense, playing fast.
Just inside the 10. It's 1st and goal. Let's call it the 9. They cannot make a first down. Let's see. Nolan caught one on an out pattern a few weeks ago from just this spot, and he was inside the hash on the wide side where he's giving himself some room to the outside as they lined up there. Now they'll huddle up. And I think because the officials are huddling up and there's still some confusion, and I think they may have misspotted the ball.
They're worrying,
it was first down.
Distance is a holding.
Well, it was first down at the 20. Well, and it should be second down, but not there. The penalty should be 5 yards from the 20. Or is it 10 yards? And
he called holding.
Right, so it's not from the spot. It's from the line. I'm really confused. Maybe they're saying he didn't get the first down.
They're fixing it's automatic first down.
Well,
no.
They've got second down on the box, Rick.
They're about to change it. They're changing it now.
Okay. Somebody up here said they just told McFarland first down.
There it is.
Now it's still second down on the box. They're arguing with the guys on the sideline right now. 2:27 to go first half. Titans already up 13-0 on a Isaiah McDowell fumble return and a Justin Sturgill quarterback sneak. This isn't that hard, fellas. Okay, now first down. There's the signal from the man with the white hat. So one end of the chains goes down, the other end. Now they're going to change the box to one. They're going to do it themselves. And we're set to go. First and goal, just inside the 10. Now Nolan out to the numbers on the near side. Sturgill wants to throw, has a man over the middle.
Oh, that was another.
Nolan couldn't get off. What happened was it was a pick play, and both guys followed Nolan as they crossed. Zion was the actual receiver that had no one on him to the outside. Nolan out, now Lighty in. 2nd and 9. I don't know if they'd have the guts, but I was watching Bartlome convert from this distance in pregame. Of course, there was no line then. Sturgill again wants to throw over the middle.
Yeah.
Tyshawn Lighty to the house. As easy as you please.
I said if you crowd the box and you don't have a safety, the middle's usually open, and that third level, right past the linebackers.
Tom, I told you the next time he touched the ball, he'd score.
Yeah.
He's scoring about once every 2 times he touches it on offense. Bartlome in again. Nolan to hold. McDowell to snap. Good snap, spot down, kick up. Kick is true.
Good.
20. Oh, there's the victory bell. There's the victory bell for the first time tonight. And, Rick, you just about blew our eardrums off.
I know. Good initiative, bad judgment, guys. I didn't realize how loud that thing was.
For those of you that remember, that's Coach Terry King and Terry Callahan sitting down there. That's the old victory bell that Admiral King used in the 60s and 70s. I remember that as a student, and it was Mr. Tomaszewski, Ray Tomaszewski, in his backyard for years and years. And then it's been in the warehouse, and they brought it out for tonight. The plan is eventually to give it a permanent home at the north end of the field since we're a one high school town now.
Yeah, bring back all
the traditions can come back.
Well, we can leave that siren at home. You remember that one?
Well, we don't. Yeah. So, this has been what to me has been a very even first half, and a couple of breaks by the Lorain defense that were capitalized on. One, a defensive touchdown, two, an interception that led to a touchdown, and then the long drive there for the third score, 20-0 Lorain, as Nolan puts foot into ball. Line drive down, going to bounce around and go out of bounds at the 22. All he needed was a high hop there.
So someone could have got it. I think they're going to
I think they're going to take it at the 35. Once again, there are three options that you have on this. You can make them re-kick, which it seems like nobody does. Nobody did all last year to the last playoff game. The other one is you can take it at the spot, and the third one is you can take it at the 35. Now, I don't think they would take it at the 23 when they could have it at the 35.
Yeah.
So the Mustangs come up to line up there. Antonio Wyatt walks back with a couple of linemen just to remind him that he's still here. 2:01 to go. Maple with 2 timeouts. Be interesting to see. They get the ball coming out. Now, I don't think they're going to want to turn it back to Lorain, as Sturgill getting a little bit of the hot hand. Now they're going to bring it over to the hash mark since it went out of bounds on this side.
Guys, I was talking to Coach McFarland. He said he'd like to give us some words going into half, by the way.
Very good. As long as we don't hear the bell.
I will never do that again. Joe Bach, I'm so sorry. If I blew out something up there, I apologize.
Dial is in shotgun formation with number 3 Hollis Lemons next to him. 2 receivers to each side. Chavis showing blitz, now backs out. Now Torres showing it from the outside. Here comes Kelvin. Dial kept it. Middle didn't go anywhere. By the time Torres got there, McDowell and McCall had taken care of business.
Chavis is just bouncing back and forth up in that A gap, making the guard think about him and not Wyatt on the double team.
Well, they inverted that time. Kelvin came to the outside and Savon to the inside, and they both just kind of ignored the slot receiver. Now Cross comes up to bump and run on the single receiver, and he backs out of it. Single receiver to the near side, trips to the far side. Here comes Chavis on a blitz. McCall chasing, Chavis chasing more. Picked off by Tyshawn Lighty yet again. Tyshawn to the outside, one man to beat. Tyshawn Lighty cuts back. Tyshawn Lighty to the house! There go that man again.
He's even breaking his own average now.
Again, that interception was caused by the pressure by Savon Chavis. The quarterback threw the ball up, and when a big-time player has an opportunity to make a big-time play, he has capitalized over and over again. Tyshawn Lighty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was great pressure late. Chavis and McCall just kept working. Chase Dial out of the pocket, throws into a crowd, picked off at the 45, and Tyshawn makes a nice cut there. And good effort from Garner from Maple, chasing him down, but Lighty able to get it across the goal line for the defense's second score of the half. That kick is up. That kick is true.
Bartlome
3 in a row,
proving himself better and better.
That's 6 in the last 2 weeks.
Now, did he play soccer last night?
I don't remember.
I don't see his name though, so I didn't hear his name.
And real quick, guys, post game last weekend, I went to pick up a pizza at Yala's Pizzeria here in Lorain, and guess who I seen there?
Was Blake working?
Blake Bartlome was actually picking up a pizza, so I'm going to give a soccer or hockey assist to Yala's for getting this young man putting the boot in that ball.
Well, I substituted for a good friend of mine, Stacy Vore, this past week as she dealt with a little bit of a health issue and had Blake in first period class along with Zion and Davian, and enjoyed seeing those guys in a different setting.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Blake looks a little different without all the football gear on.
Yeah. What do they list him at?
106.
5'7", 106.
That's his wrestling weight.
And that's his wrestling weight. Here it is again. Chavis, just the pursuit. He caves in Dial. And, Lighty said last week in the paper, the coaches told me to get behind and come up and make plays on the ball. And that's exactly what he did there. That's 4 interceptions in 2 weeks. Nolan bounces it, covered up right there. Not covered up right there.
McDowell.
Is that McDowell again? Titans have it. There's the tank.
Now, you said McDowell before you even seen. You just knew he'd be there. Not that you've seen it.
Well, that's 2 fumble recoveries from McDowell, 2 interceptions from Lighty. The defense of the Titans is taking this one over. And, this was a scoreless game with a minute 30 to go in the first quarter. The Titans picked up a fumble return and took it in from 9 yards out. And right now, they have a chance to turn this into a running clock game going into the half, as they're set up across the 50 at the Maple Heights 44. And you talk about a series of backbreakers for Maple Heights, giving up 2 defensive touchdowns and 4 turnovers, in the last 12 minutes.
If I'm Coach Hall, guys, I'm going up top right now.
Yeah, I think that Zion's got bump and run coverage, and they can't do that. Dower out 25 yards on the far side, got 1 man, too. Sturgill straight back. He's looking for Zion. He's hit as he tries to throw, and they're going to call that a fumble.
Yeah, they did.
And
well,
tough to throw from a 3-step drop to throw long, and Sturgill has it pop out of his hand on the way back is the ruling, and Maple Heights gets it right back at the 46. So they're set up in business with 57 seconds left to play, although their offense has been moving the wrong way.
They got a little leakage on the left side of the offensive line where he got blindsided.
That wasn't a lineman. That was a back that came in, so the line has to adjust to those.
Here comes the jet sweep again. Let's see if they adjusted to beat Wyatt. Bates down across the 40 for about 8 yards. Bernard Bates, 5'6" and 140 pounds.
I'm surprised they didn't call timeout.
Yeah, I am too, with 2nd and 8, 2 timeouts remaining. Trips to the near side. Let's see if they bubble screen over here. Straight back. No, they want to go down the field. Thrown short, incomplete. That'll stop the clock. Who went flying by the quarterback? Is that Melendez?
That is.
Good discipline there. We didn't need. The last thing in the world we need is to give them yards here.
On a roughing call.
Yeah. 24 seconds to go. Clock stopped. 3rd and a couple. They look to the sidelines for the call. Lorain 27, Maple Heights nothing. A fumble recovery and an interception highlight the first half for Lorain. 4 Maple Heights turnovers. Straight back, Dial throws, that was tipped at the line. Chavis was underneath the receiver and made a nice play on it. He had the best chance. It was intended for Bailey. Somebody got a hand on that up front because it looked like a wounded duck after it went past the line.
That was Malik McCall, and Sivan Chavis did a great job getting in some depth in his drop, Coach.
Well, and great job on McCall getting the hands up. Devin Dial's a great athlete, but they list him at 5'7". He's throwing out of a well. Straight back again. He stumbles. Now he's going to run it. He's going to get the first down. And McCall all the way back from a defensive end, along with Mekhi Curry. They moved the chains with the timeout, and Maple Heights will take one with 11 seconds to go. And I'm not sure which of you said I'm surprised they didn't use a timeout there, but they could sure use that 20 seconds back that they burned. So
we've had a habit of maybe giving up something at the beginning of
in the end of the half.
End of the half. So this is a critical time. You don't want to give them any emphasis going into a locker room.
You don't want to let them think that they can score coming out and be right back in the football game. So this is a big couple of plays. Maple with one timeout. Now, the running plays may be just about done for Maple. Now, Mincy is back at the 10-yard line. He's going to keep everything behind him. Lighty is back here with the Zion at corner and Chavis over the slot man.
Yeah.
Double receiver to the far side. Dower out on one. Curry deep on the other. Curry dropping already. Dial back. Looking to the wide side. Wants to throw now. Does over the middle. Catch. First down. Tackled by Cairo Smith coming back. That was a nice throw. It was decent coverage. I'm thinking it was Chavis that they got under, and it's 1 second left to go. Maple will have to use their timeout because the clock would start on the spotting of the ball otherwise.
So they get one play, do or die.
Right, and that was a very quick 10 seconds. But whether it's 1 second or 3 seconds, this is going to be the last play of the half. It's senior night here at George Daniel, the 8th game of the year. The Titans have been on the road once, but they'll be on the road for the last 2 weeks of the season. Next week is the showdown in Bedford. And Bedford and Lorain both with 6-1 records coming into tonight. Titans currently 7th in the region in playoff standings, but if they could pull it off next week, it would almost guarantee them a home game. Dial straight back, looking near side, throws it over the middle for a touchdown. Dial, I'm thinking that's Lemons.
Yeah, the quarterback did a great job scrambling back there, guys, to throw the ball right over the middle of
that was
zone
Bates.
Defense.
Bates gets a 14-yard pass at the buzzer to make it 27-6. First points Titans have given up in the first half since the Clarkson game. That kick is high and falls short of the goalpost. So we'll go to the locker room. Lorain 27, Maple Heights 6. Back with more after this.
Guys, I have Coach McFarland. Coach, 27-6 going into half. Let's get your thoughts on the first half.
Well, we knew they were going to come out and play a great physical game. They're a good football team. And, they kind of woke us up a little bit. They're hitting us. We got to keep throwing the ball. Defensively we're playing a good game. We just kind of had just kind of got away right there at the end by turning the ball over. But, we just got to play good physical football.
Coach, keep coaching them up. We'll talk to you in the second half. Guys.
Okay, Rick, thanks very much. And thanks, Coach Dave McFarland. Titans going into the locker room. 27-6 over the Mustangs of Maple Heights. We'll be back with the Lorain High Band after this timeout.
Which of the angles on the board are the one from the quiz on Friday? Jaden?
Research shows more and more 12 to 15-year-olds have arteries similar to that of a 45-year-old. But it doesn't have to be that way. Don't let your children grow up too fast. Encourage them to act their age through regular exercise and healthy eating.
Hi, my name is Lorain Alvarez. I'm 16-year-old and I'm a 12th grader at Lorain High School. I'm studying architectural design through Lorain High Career Tech Education Program. I started at the beginning of my senior year. Since then, I've learned about plumbing, electrical work, I've learned how to read blueprints and all about the basic rules when building on a construction site. My favorite part is the hands-on aspect. I'm not really a book learner, but when it comes to going on site and building, I love it. As for my teacher, Mr. Sturgill, I think he's really good. He's taught us a lot of things. I really see a lot of leadership in him. I also saw a lot of leadership in my father. I watched DIY shows with him all of the time. Then I thought I can do this. I plan on pursuing a master's degree in architecture through either Ohio State or Kent State. At first, when I started the architectural design program at Lorain High, I was scared and insecure. Then as time went on, it got better, and 2 weeks later, I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I know what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorain High's Career Tech architectural design program.
I began in 3rd grade, 8 years old, and I was able to learn the chest compressions and the breaths, and I absolutely believe that anyone out in the public can easily learn. We got a page for an unresponsive 2-month-old, and when I got the first glimpse of the 2-month-old, he was blue. We didn't even get to go inside. I just jumped in the back and we started CPR, continuing CPR, and you were able to see the color start to come back, and then we were able to actually get his heart rate back. It was a pretty moving part in the story that we were able to save a 2-month-old's life. My community is why.
Our little superhero looks pretty happy.
Yes, he does. I've been teaching him that eating healthy will make him grow up strong. It's so important that we both encourage him to eat healthy and exercise regularly, and that we live that way in front of him. You know, it's never too early to start.
I wish I'd eaten healthier when I was his age.
Yeah, maybe if you had, you would have developed some special powers also.
92% of kids and teens have a poor diet, but you can change that. Teach your kids the importance of healthy eating in a language they can understand.
Hi, my name is Justin Sturgill. I'm 16 years old and in 10th grade at Lorain High School. I'm studying sports health and fitness through Lorain High's Career Tech Education program, and I'm also in Titan College. I'm very into sports and interactive things. I want to be an athletic trainer one day, and teachers like Mr. Dury help me figure that out. When Dury teaches, we have a lot of fun and it's exciting. I've learned a lot about the body and its functions, how injuries occur, the right thing to do, and how to prevent injuries. I felt good in my classes because I was actually learning. I also want to be around sports. I love sports. I play football and basketball, and I also run track. As for my Titan College College Credit Plus classes, it's different. It's cool to feel like a college student. It's even better to be a college student and learning at the higher level. It's very challenging, and I like a challenge. You definitely have to be very focused in class and outside of school. I know for a fact that I'm going to college. I also know that not many people get into the NFL or NBA. But knowing that, as an athletic trainer, I can still physically be around sports, even if I don't play them, makes all the difference. Career Tech Education in Titan College helped give me this confidence. I know what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorain High's Career Tech Education program in Titan College.
We've walked Cairo Smith out into the slot. Kelvin Torres playing single linebacker. Quarterback draw coming. Dials with a big hole. Going to get about a dozen. Big Tone down in the backfield. I'm not sure what happened there. He came through and got blindsided in the backfield, and he's bent over. McDowell in for him. He hobbles off the field. It's going to be from 1st and 20 to 2nd and 5 on a 15-yard gain. And that's what happens when you spread the field. That's what the spread offense is all about. It's not about passing. It's about creating gaps.
I was going to say the same thing. Spread doesn't equal pass. Spread equals spread the defense, so open up lanes for running or passing.
Nobody behind. What you did was we changed the defense, and Kelvin Torres was the only linebacker, and they went right at it. Jet sweep. Nope, he pulls it down, throws it, got a man. First down and more. One man to beat. Now Lighty's going to get back in and make, I don't want to say he made the play, but he made the man move and stumble.
Almost looked like a quarterback sliding to in the NFL.
Number 7, Antoine Holloway. And maybe Maple has found something here after a late first half drive. And now deep into Lorain territory on the first possession of the second half. Snap back. Dial gives it straight ahead. They found Antonio Wyatt again, and Nate Melendez there to join him. Cairo Smith also on the play for Lorain. No gain.
I seen some sportsmanship out there. Did you see Cairo lifted his Maple I think a lineman up off his back, and hey, let's get back to playing.
Yeah. They'll give him a yard, 2nd and 9 at the 25. Snap back, fake the give, option look. No place to go. That's going to be a loss. Melendez had the cutback taken care of as Cairo Smith and
I think
Kelvin
Rick,
Torres were outside to turn him back. That was well read. Loss of a couple.
Rick mentioned that a long time ago. That quarterback really gets rid of the ball fast.
Yeah, he's not looking to. As we said, 5'7", 145.
And guys, the footing at this end of the field, the north end of the field, is not the best. You see a lot of guys sliding around here, so let's pay attention to that.
9:27 to go, third quarter. Titans up 21 at 27-6. Snap back. Dial has it. Dial over the middle. Dial's up. Oh!
Almost.
Oh, somebody. That was
Dakota, wasn't it?
That's Curry.
That's Mackay Curry, who was in perfect spot, stepped up in front of the receiver, and it hit him in a bad spot, the hands.
And guys, I want to apologize. I was talking last week. I said that Mackay was a sophomore. He's actually a senior.
Is he a senior?
Yeah,
Okay.
got that verified down here by the sideline.
Okay. He had to sit the first 5 games, I believe.
That is correct, Jay.
That's why we just recently seen him make a mark, and he has. Snap back. Dial slipped right there as he goes to throw. Has a man. Lighty has that man. That was Bates, and Lighty came up to make a tackle, wrap him up right around the sticks.
No, is Lighty a basketball player? Because he sure looked like that was a wrestling move right there.
No. 4th and a good yard here.
They're short.
What was that? Okay, that was 4th. Okay, the box had me going there. So the defense holds. And the Titans just now are leaving. Melendez and Wyatt are leaving the field. So the Titans say enough's enough, and with 9:07 to go in the third quarter, come up with a stop on downs, and they switch the footballs. And I'm not, I think that the officials were as confused as I was, because I think the box had the wrong number on it. Rogers over the ball at center. Sturgill behind him, Nelson, and then Dower in the backfield. Dower needs 27 yards for 1,000. Hand off to him. Still needs 27 yards. They're going to give him a yard. Now let's see. No,
they haven't moved
no
the box
gain
yet.
You can hear him yelling to Justin down on the field from the sideline.
I think what you heard was a suggestion from the coach.
He wants to throw. He does throw over the middle. Nice pass. That's Cross. Cross bounces off a man, gets out over the 30 to the 32. Zion with a little video game move there, Rick.
Yeah, that was right in front of me. He ran that shallow crossing route where you get the athlete in position to succeed. He beat his man and made a play.
So that's a couple catches for Zion. Turn give to Lighty. Lighty with a hole for the biggest hole of the night, really, out to about the 38.
The thing that the Mustangs have been doing is doing a great job not letting him get yards after contact tonight.
Right.
And that's something we've been spoiled as Titan fans throughout the season with Dalen.
6 there, though. Sturgill looks it over. He's got out here, he's got bump and run. That's a lateral to Cross. Cross takes it to the outside. He's got a little bit of the corner, gets across the 40.
He dropped his sticks. I don't know if he made it or not. It was close.
No, he's going to be a couple of yards short, I think. They're going to spot him right about. Well, let's see. This official on the near side's got him closer to the 42, where the official on the far side has him at the 41, and since he had the ball, he wins. 3rd and a long 1. Nelson alone in the backfield, trips to the near side. It's Lighty and Cross inside of Curry. Davion Dower all alone. Turn, gives straight ahead. Nelson with the first down. Big hit, but he's out near the 44 for the first down. Tyshawn Nelson is doing what he needs to do to keep a hold of that fullback position. He's blocking, he's getting the tough yards inside, and just generally making plays. 1st and 10 for Lorain at the 44. Sturgill straight back, wants a man, has Nolan just too wide for him. He made a play on the ball, but it was over the back shoulder and out of bounds. Stops the clock with 6:45 to go. And I think you heard Coach McFarland at half, Rick, saying something about having to throw the ball. And they've got to figure out a way to loosen up this defense.
Yeah. You're exactly right, Jay. And you got to have success on first down to open up that passing game, I feel. And then you can start with that short passing game.
Well, that's what Maple said. We're going to live and die by putting
single
men,
coverage on Dower over there. Bump and run on Nolan. End around to Cross, and he's in trouble. Gives ground to gain ground. Back to the line, and maybe a couple more. That was about 2-3 yards. That play went for 2 scores last week. One for Cross, and then the next time they ran it, it was Lighty on that grab and run that he had. That if you look on the YouTube channel, you'll see set to the Titanic music by Jaden Morales. Straight back Sturgill. Throws, wanting Dower. Dower's got it. Davion Dower down the far sidelines. Davion Dower to the house. 53 yards for Davion. Nice catch.
Jay, he's saying that little brother isn't the only one that can do stuff like that. So can I. 6.
Well, that was a big-time catch because the defender had good position. Justin put it in the perfect spot, and Davion was able to go up and get it. And there's a little chest bump from the 2 seniors as they come off.
The pump and go. Watch. Pump and go.
And he just went. That was a great throw by Justin Sturgill. And when Davion caught it, the defender fell, and he had clear sailing. Nolan to hold. Bartlett to kick. Snap down, up, and good. Blake Bartlett again drills one through. 34 for the Titans.
That's the second biggest improvement in this team besides the linebackers is the kicking game is starting to
4 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, yes.
They went 4-2 the first time. In the offense, now outscoring the defense 3-2 in terms of touchdowns.
Well, Maple Heights is going to have to give up something. If you want to stop Dower's rushing, you got to give up something, and what they're giving up is passing, and it's hurting them right there.
We used to laugh and call this the LEL defense. We're going to put more in the box than you can block. And, it was made famous by, the year that Maple Heights won the state title, which was not too many years ago, they started what seemed like 11 linebackers. They were all about 195 pounds and could fly.
That's right.
And
I think one time we covered one of their games, and I remarked that every single one of their defensive players had a single-digit number, which usually meant they were specialty people. No, that's Justin now has 12 completions for 19 for 159 yards.
Wow.
And 2 touchdowns.
He's starting to put up some stats, guys, and when we get a chance, I got Carlos Chavis and Deshaun Day Brooks here in a moment.
Very good. Thank you. Nolan bounces it along, come back and picked up at the 40, and then giving ground, and Marquintez Graham aggressively staying in his lane brings down Lamar Bell. Rick, go ahead.
Guys, I have, as I mentioned, Deshaun Brooks and Carlos Chavis. Guys, let's talk, catch the audience up on what's going on with you guys. Dede?
I'm at Tiffany University. I'm a redshirting this year, so just to get bigger, stronger, faster. And school right now is going good. Football team is doing good, and I love it out there so far.
Carlos?
I'm at Ashland, so Ashland's treating me great right now. I'm coming back from an ankle injury. I tore some ligaments in my ankle, but now I got my position back. I'm second string again, so I should be getting reps again. So,
Day-Day, if there was one thing you could tell athletes like Tayshawn Lighty, Dalen Dower, what would you tell them?
I'll just tell them just don't wait until your senior year to finally get serious and take football serious, because right now they're both sophomores and they're both doing great. As right now, if I go back and tell them just keep doing what they're doing and don't get too big-headed and just take care of your ACT and the scores and grades and stuff, and the scouts will come.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That was probably the only hiccup in my recruitment, ACT. You got to have the grades if you want to go anywhere. Like what Dede said, Coach McFarland stresses hard on the grades, and that should be the most important thing in that weight room is the grades, on and off the field. So.
Well, guys, it's great to catch up with you. Continue to set the example for the young men on and off the field.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Rick, and thanks, guys. 3rd down and 8 here. We had an incomplete bubble screen that Zion Cross came up and blew up on 1st down, and then a quarterback scramble where Antonio Wyatt chased the QB out of the pocket and then ran him down from behind and squashed him after about a 2-yard gain, and he ended up looking out his ear hole, I think, and that's Devin Dial with the helmet off. Now
putting it back on again.
Yeah. And I'm going to guess that some pads came out of the inside of that helmet was what they were doing. Dial is all alone in the backfield. Cairo Smith showing blitz. And here comes off the edge, it's Dower up in the pocket, and he flips it out. Incomplete. That was kind of a two-hand pitch.
That's why someone yelled fumble. You heard someone yell fumble out there.
Kelvin Torres was on the spot to make the tackle, and the ball popped out. Anytime it goes forward, it doesn't have to be overhand to be a pass. So 4th and 8. And the Titans apparently will get the ball back on a punt. Mincy and Lighty, we know what they can do back there. We also know that they've got about 12 interceptions between the two of them on the year. Motion now, Cross follows a man across the formation. Low snap. Punt is away. It's a low kick, going to hit it about the 45 and bounce. Lighty just watching it, going to roll dead right around the 30-yard line. That's fine. 4:54 to go, 3rd quarter. Titans on top, 34-6. And the trap game is starting to look like the prep game.
And guys, real quick, back to that interview that I just did. How nice is it to see the young men come back, give back to the program, give back to the community, and as I mentioned, be an example for these young guys.
And I love the message that they both sent about take care of your academics.
And, I was able to talk to Carlos at the halftime, and he said one thing he would tell his brother is, hey, man, maybe it might make sense to focus strictly on football, track and football, maybe giving up one of those other sports as these scouts continue to come around.
Yeah, and I was told at halftime that a couple of the sophomores are going to be making their way down to the University of Indiana for a game tomorrow. This is one of them, Dalen Dower, no gain on that one as the jersey. If Dalen Dower wore Greg Pruitt jerseys, he'd already have 1,200 yards.
Yes.
Breakaway, baby.
No gain on 1st down, 2nd and 10. Sturgill looking it over, trying to decide what he wants. It's got to be like a kid in a candy store with all those weapons. He wants Tayshawn Lighty. Lighty out in the open, down inside the 40. Justin being Justin, what a great throw that was. That was as good a touch pass as Justin's made in 2 years.
And if you look at that replay, guys, Tayshawn won at the line of scrimmage to run that corner route. That's why he was able to get so wide open.
It's just nice touch and floated in there. And nice job by Tayshawn looking the ball in and bringing it down and then getting down inside the 40. So we can expect him to score the next time he touches the ball if form holds.
Well, he has 4 receptions for 64 yards, 1 TD.
On offense. Mm-hmm. And 1 TD on defense.
Mm-hmm. There's a little counter.
Dalen Dower with a little bit of bounces it outside, gives ground, it gets ground, and he gets outside inside the 30. 1st down at about the 28. I think we're going to get him about 11 on this one.
See, that was a little bit of a counter. came out this to the right, went back left. Right? And that slows down that.
And you don't like to see your guy giving ground in the middle of the field, but he bounced it out and got around. That's the kind of athlete that Dalen is.
I think that was his long carry of the night.
I'm sure it was.
Guys, did you know it's the kind of athlete that I am? I got the heck out the way.
Dalen, I was told Dalen and Tyshawn Lighty will be making their way down to Bloomington, Indiana tomorrow.
That's excellent to hear, Jay.
Yeah. Sturgill looks it over. He's got bump and run on Nolan out here with no safety. Let's see if he goes that way.
Okay, see, they're putting the safety over on Cross his side.
Yeah. Straight back instead, it's Dower. Dalen asserting himself. Dalen Dower lifts the high knees down inside the 15 to the 13. Back-to-back first downs, and give him 14 on that one, as it looks like they spot him at the 14.
That's a Dalen Dower we're used to, guys.
And I think that's going to put him over 1,000 on the year.
Well, he has 60 tonight.
And that'll do it.
Yeah. You see, Maple was blitzing, and it's hard to blitz when you have so many people in there, because as soon as you open up that second level, there's no one to stop.
There,
yeah.
I formation stacked to the far side, Cross behind Dower. Davion with the bump and run. Nolan with the bump and run over here. It's Nelson instead. Tyshawn down to about the 10. Used to laugh about these option teams, the I formation teams, and you got to give the fullback enough to keep him interested in blocking.
Yeah. Well, he has 7 carries tonight for 24 yards.
He can carry the mail.
Yeah. Well, his dad was a big-time running, if you remember him from E-West back in the day.
He would be the tailback, the JV tailback, if he were playing JV football. He's filling a need right now at fullback. Sturgill, again, looking over the defense. Dower slipped and then took the handoff, bounces off a couple. Dalen down to about the 6 before he's tossed back. Looks like they're going to give him the 7. Give him 4 there. Third and about 3 from the 7. They can pick up a first down at the 4. What are the chances of a field goal if they...
I would love to see that.
Yes.
Jay. Yeah.
Just because that would be the first of the year.
Yeah.
And how would you ring the bell for that? Just 3 times?
I don't know. Sturgill. Touchdown, Davion Dower to the house.
Yes.
Guys, that's called taking what the defense gives you.
Exactly what you're saying.
That's great read by Justin.
Man-to-man across the board. There's no safety over the top. Linebackers are crashing down. Just take what they give you. Beat them up.
So the second touchdown pass of the quarter for Davion Dower goes to 40-6. Bartlome out for the extra point. Here it is, and it just the ball fake, and then Dower just gets inside a stationary defender.
And that'll start the running clock.
Yes, it will. After the kickoff, we will be running clock at something to 6. Snap back. There was all kind of offsides there. Bartlome didn't even try to kick it, as the man was so offsides on defense that he landed on the spot. Now,
I don't know what you guys did to my mic, Joe Bach, but it's amazing down here. We hear everything.
Yeah.
Almost to a fault, though, so I got to stay away from those coaches. We got to be careful with that.
Yeah. Now they're going to mark this half the distance. And, it seems like you should be able to take this on the kickoff or decline it, because the half yard might throw off your spot, or the 1 yard. Now Bartlome moves the block to the 9, which is where Nolan kneels. MJ spots, kick up, and kick is good.
He's even kicking it into the band now, if you notice that.
Bart's 5 for 5.
Yeah.
Minute 35 to go in the third quarter. You know what? I wonder what kind of response you'd have gotten 12 months ago if you said to Blake Bartlome at 106 pounds, you're going to kick 5 extra points next year on senior night for the football team. I mean, I got to believe he'd have looked at you like you were some kind of crazy. There it is. Sturgill pulls it out, and you see Davion right in front of the defender, and then cradled the ball nicely to his chest. And Bart with the kick. The key to that whole thing with the kick is the snap. And Isaiah's been spot on tonight.
MJ's been doing a great job getting those laces out, too, so that's another thing.
MJ Nolan to kick off, number 23, 41-6.
How about MJ assuming the kicking role? He's really stepped up.
Well, he's got a great leg, and he sure had a workout in the last 2 weeks. Taken at the 10 by Maple, brought back up the middle. That's number 3, Hollis Lemons, out across the 25 just. Marquintez Graham among others there. McCall.
McDowell was down there also.
And real quick, back to the kicking game, guys. Last year, our kicking game was kind of a liability. And really, he's been doing a great job pinning back the opposing teams,
And he had the squibber that we recovered before the end of the half. So the clock rolls at 1:15, and it stays rolling. Maple on the 27. Devin Dial most of the way at quarterback. He missed a play on a Antonio Wyatt sack. Titans offside, this secret weapon.
Try to get
Lost
back.
his gription and ended up on his can. Now, he's not worried about the films at all tomorrow.
No.
He's got 2 fumble recoveries and a touchdown. So he doesn't have to worry about that kind of a play. They pulled a lineman for the first time that I can remember tonight, and they give it to Lemons. Lemons has got a big one on a counter for them. Ran out of bounds. Cairo Smith comes up hobbling back downfield. Big gain across the 50 to the 42. So it'll be 19-8, 27. That was a little counter tray action there almost. Clock, it's 5 seconds in the quarter. We scored with 1:35. They've run one play, and that's the end of the third quarter. That's what the running clock does. Lorain 41, Maple 6. Back with more after this timeout.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim or e-claim for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits. Online VA claims made simple.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Back here at Lorain High, start of the fourth quarter. Maple Heights with the ball, 1st and 10 on the 42. Dials fakes, gets inside, and gets ahead for about 7. Jamel Nolan came off the edge that time, and Dial was able to get underneath him.
Well, he almost had a hand on him anyway.
Nolan in at linebacker. Now, Dower gets a break. Nolan moves up. He's been playing some safety. He's at outside backer along with Savon Chavis on the far side. McDowell on the near side. Fake and coming. Getting discretion being the better part of valor. Dial flipped it over Antonio Wyatt and made a nice play out of it. to number 3, Hollis Lemons, who gets it ahead inside the 20 for a first down with 11 minutes and the clock ticking.
It's kind of like a little shot put rather than a pass.
20-yard line, 1st and 10. Maple on the move for their best drive of the day. Their only score came on the last play of the first half following a Lorain turnover with 48 seconds to go. Straight back, Dial feeling the heat now, running away. Throws it to the outside, got a man. Flag.
I think what you're going to see is...
They've got to have men downfield.
Well, I seen a block in the back.
Okay.
On 58 was pushing McDowell.
56, I think.
56, yes.
Yeah. You're also going to, I think it's going to be a hold.
Well, the officials sorted out. It's definitely against Maple Heights.
It's a hold,
It's a hold.
Yeah, because it was on Nate Melendez. He was trying to get off his block, and that kid had like Velcro on him. And Melendez got the call there. But great job in pursuit by the Titans defense on that little out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw it on the replay. Good look at it. Nolan gets the footwear taken care of by Isaiah McDowell while they mark the penalty off. Back to the 33, where it'll be 1st and 23. They keep the clock rolling, 9:34 to go. Nolan showing blitz. Dial wants to keep it, gets around Wyatt and finds some of Wyatt's friends down about the 29. Nolan late, Cairo Smith and Nate Melendez early there.
And one thing I get a good appreciation, or you get a good appreciation being down here so close to the action, is the aggressiveness of this defense. And I know the Bedford coaches are in the stands watching, and screens and draws would be what I would be dialing up next week if I was a Bearcat offense.
Well, they've got an excellent tailback. Straight back. That was tipped at the line, but complete. That's Bailey. Bailey inside the 15 to the 13. The field clean, but it'll be 3rd down and about 3 at the 13-yard line. That's a nice throw there by Dial. One of the few times he's been able to stand and deliver. And I think Nolan might have, well, nope, looked like it was clean. Nice move by Bailey. And
a couple nice moves there.
Curry there at the end for the tackle. Now there's a whistle. Something with the chains yet again. There's a man in the slot that's as open as Denny's on the far side if they pick it up. See him?
They're too overloaded on this side. Look at it.
Give straight ahead instead. That's Bates, and that's Wyatt. First down.
Yeah, he ran into his own guard first, and then Wyatt kind of slammed him.
The clock already under 8 minutes. It's a minute 35 in the 3rd quarter when Lorain High kicked off this possession. But because it's a running clock, time flies.
Mm-hmm.
And we do away with the running clock if Maple were to score. Give straight ahead, fake to Bates. Dial still has it, wants to pitch, does pitch. Pitches it outside and into the end zone for the score is Hollis Lemons.
There was a great block by their wide receiver on, was it Lighty out there or someone out there was fighting off that block but just couldn't.
That was a nice job of running the option by Dial. He took contact that time to make the pitch. And as a result, Maple Heights gets on the board again from 9 yards out, 41-12. And we'll play regular football from here for a while. They've got a kicker, and guess who it is? It's Dial. He's a straight-on kicker. Guys, this is how it used to look. Let's make that number 7, Holloway with the kick. It was true, and 41-13. So with 7:26 to go, the running clock is out for a while as Lorain will get the ball. firmly in control, I would say. What happened was that drive took 6 minutes. There was Dial getting hit and pitching out. And
that was a great option. Did you see the block out there?
Yeah.
That was.
And here's the straight-on kick. The old Don Cockroft, Lou Groza style. For those of you that are old enough to remember rotary phones.
I was thinking Mark Mosley.
Black and white TV.
It was funny. It's funny you mentioned. I asked my son the other day, showed him a phone jack. I asked him, I said, Callum, what is that? He said, is that something to charge your iPhone with?
That's where you plug the internet in.
Right? Well, guys, before the game, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Hall, and I asked him, going into the season, what are you most surprised with? Which athletes are you the most surprised with? He said he knew Tayshawn Lighty was good. He didn't realize he was that good, his exact words. Okay. And, you know, he had something special with Dalen, but really impressed with Tayshawn Lighty.
Well, you know, at the beginning of the season, I think before the scrimmages, the plan was, there's the end-over-end kick going to bounce down past Zion. Zion picks it up at the 8, brings it ahead. They call for him to make a cut here. He does make a cut. He's up. Diane Cross is going to go 92 yards. They're not going to catch him. The only one that's got a chance is Dower. Zion Cross to the house.
That running clock lasted exactly
14 seconds. 92 yards for Zion. And the special teams get in on the action. The Titans have scored all 3 ways tonight: the offense, the defense, and now the special teams. And Zion, there's Terry Callahan ringing the bell.
A good old Coach King.
He's waiting for the extra point.
They're like in heaven over there.
Yep.
You should see Coach. I haven't seen Coach grinning like that since, heck, I played for him.
Yeah.
Bart LeMay out. Zion actually mishandled the kickoff, which turned into a good thing. And then one of the up men kind of motioned to him like, come on, get over here. Melendez is going to be out to be the 11th man on the extra point team. He's going to line up inside of 82 Elias Lopez, and Bart LeMay takes the 3 big steps back and the 2 over, and he's set to go. MJ Nolan with a knee on the ground looking for the snap. Low snap that time, well handled. Kick on the way. Kick just sneaks over.
Made it.
Bart LeMay again. You know, he's going to go into the coach's office and say, you know, I got 6 and you didn't try the first one.
Guys, he's bacon grease hot.
48-13, Lorain on top. The only thing negative that does is puts the even number back up, so
people don't know where you've been kicking.
Yeah. Boy, looking at some of the scores that you need in the area to help you, Elyria is getting waxed by Medina, which is not going to help with points. Of course, all of our other opponents are from outside the area, but there's Zion just, and I wish we had a wider angle of that, because Dalen Dower was actually closing ground on the state 100-meter champion from 2 years ago.
I had heard rumors that Dalen wants to run track this year.
Well, I'd love to see those two pushing. Here we're going to see it again. And Zion boxes this around. Now you're going to see a signal. Look, there's the hand up from, not sure who it was, but Zion makes one cut and switched the ball into the other hand. Kickoff on the way, spinning down to the 20 and bouncing out of bounds at the 15. So, yeah, you got to have something to work on, and that'll spot the ball at the 35. And the clock is running with 6:45 to go in the ball game. Certainly won't hurt the Titans' scoring average, the 48 they put up tonight.
Now, they were, I think, about second in the Lorain County area anyway, right behind Avon by about half a point.
Well, Avon's got 19 tonight, so outscoring them by 29. will pick you up about 4 points on them. Some backups in for Lorain. Lopez is in at backer alongside of Torres. Michael Smith is in at defensive end, I believe. Curry and Dower out here wide. McDowell over the ball. Dial straight back. No heat this time. On the move, though, pulls it down, and the tank comes up and closes.
Here's what's even more impressive, guys. There was a little extracurricular activities after that tackle. Isaiah McDowell realizes it's bigger than him. He just gets up, does his thing, and gets back to the huddle. I love it.
Yeah, you know, now you can start to think a little bit about Bedford. All week long when I was out, you know, around the practice, Coach Grooms, it's this week we're playing Maple Heights. Remember that, guys, we're playing Maple Heights. Hole in the middle closed quickly.
Cairo Smith, who just came right up there and made a stop.
That was Bates. He's out to the 43. Going to bring up third and a couple. 5:05 to go, and the clock is flying. Titans haven't run a play in the fourth quarter. Gives straight ahead. That's Bates again. He breaks three. Nolan chasing him. Not ankle tackle, as that was it, because Zion was back there, but he was being blocked rather effectively by one of the wide receivers. And big play for Maple Heights. Titans on defense, 1st and 10 for Maple at the 18. Dial back, swings it out. Nice play there. They've run some stuff now that they haven't run all night. He drops the football. Beanbag down, but I think that there's white shirts on it. Cost him a first down for sure.
There's a couple different players on the ground.
That's Cross out there on the corner on the ground. Now Tyshawn Nelson coming in on defense for the first time that I can remember all season. And that was Cross got up and then went back down. He could still be gassed from that 100-yard-plus run.
Well, Zion's okay, guys. It looks like it's Torres that's down over on the sideline.
51 instead of 21. Okay. So Zion is up, but it's Kelvin Torres that's down.
This isn't the type of year where you get cramps anyway. So.
Well, this is not a guy you want to lose for any amount of time. I mean, not that you want to lose anyone, but Kelvin Torres and Cairo Smith have grown up in the middle of that defense. And I know both of them are tough as nails.
Yeah, and going into the season, people were worried about the speed of Cairo and Kelvin being able to keep up with the athletes in the Lake Erie League, and that hasn't even been a question, Jay. They represented themselves well.
Yes, they have.
He's sitting up now, guys, so that looks good.
Well, a lot of it's going to be how do we, let's see what we get him off the field.
Yeah.
Tracy Menges and the crew.
I like when they jump up and jog off.
Honester Davidson out there. Yes, I'd love to see that. Here it is again. It's a nice swing pass over the defensive end. And that's Torres right there. And he gets tripped by, he tripped over Zion Cross is what happened. I mean, he didn't get tripped. He tripped over him. Zion was on the ground, and Kelvin came over top. Now he's going to kind of hobble off.
Yeah, and send him on the bench for the next, how many minutes? 3?
4 minutes. That's about 4 plays. Of course, if Maple scores here,
no way.
The running clock goes out again. You know what? That's the look of a guy that's just all in, too. That's very reminiscent, number 51 coming off after a tough game. I mean, that's, a little bit of mud and a little bit of blood and a little helmet all scarred up. That's the way Dick Butkus used to hobble off for the Bears. And he's just the greatest middle linebacker the NFL has seen.
And guys, another Titan checking in is Arthur Lucas, number 76, a junior offensive lineman.
Very high on him. I know that. He's over the ball. He had to practice over against the varsity line a week or so ago and did a great job to the point where they wanted to get him some varsity time. They're very high on him. I heard Coach Grooms talking him up. Number 76, that's Arthur Lucas Jr., big fella.
Junior?
Arthur Lucas Jr. is his name. He is a junior as well.
He's a guy that, you like to see him get in the rotation also. He's more of a space eater.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's as athletic as Antonio Wyatt, but he's definitely taking up some space.
Yes. When he splits a gap, it becomes a bigger gap. Straight ahead. And Bates will get into the end, or Hollis Lemons, will get into the end zone with 3:06 to go in the ball game. From 10 yards out. Maple Heights, there's no quit. 48-19 now as they line up for two. Javon Manning coming in for Lorain.
I think Nolan hurt his shoulder. I see him limping off the field here, holding his shoulder. So
Manning, a freshman defensive back. Pass, a little contact there as the fade was intended out there, and Zion Cross defended it pretty well. I mean,
I think there was contact on both people.
There was contact, but the rule that they're given is make them throw it over you. Get your body between the quarterback and the receiver. And that's exactly what Zion Cross did on that play. There's the touchdown. And it's just a nice hole for one of the few times up the middle. And Maple Heights gets on the board, and the clock is stopped with 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go. 48-19. Nothing in doubt but the final stats in this one. Maple out to kick off. Trevez edge.
I just realized whose name that we didn't really call tonight is Dakota Mincy.
Yeah.
No, he was playing that deep safety.
Yeah, they had him so far off the ball.
And he just never got any action back there because everything was stopped up ahead of him.
And when they did go to throw it, Lighty was usually in the area. Now, the last time they tried this, Zion took it 92. He's deep, along with, that looks like Savon Chavis. Booted along the ground. Dower lets it roll. It rolls out of bounds at the 41. And I'm sure that the Titans will elect to take it there.
Right there at the 41. Let's go.
Maybe even the 42. Spotting at the 42 is where the stick is. So that is one of the options. You can take it where it goes out of bounds. I don't know. Davion looked at that one and tried to box out a little bit. Football, it bounces a strange way. So I'm not sure how that took 3 seconds when nobody played it. But that's not important.
No.
They come out. Sturgill still in. The JV quarterback, Jordan Jackson, who played a little bit the last couple weeks, is not in uniform tonight.
Adrian Mills is in the backfield.
Yes, Adrian Mills, 26 behind Nelson. Now Cross comes over. Out wide here is Elias Lopez. I think Adrian Mills is going to get a little bit of a workout here. He makes a cut, gets out across the 45 for about 3 yards. Clock running because stayed in bounds, and I'm sure that that's a goal. Lopez, 82, looked like he got a play and brought it in. Varsity line, for the most part, still in there. 77, Aaron Ansart is in at guard on the right side. on senior night. Good to see him get some reps. Sturgill in no hurry, watching the back judge. When the hand goes up, it's time to play football. That means there's 5 seconds left. There it goes. Sturgill calls it out, turns, gives to Mills again. Mills hit behind the line, loses a yard. Good penalty. Maple Heights hasn't stopped competing.
Well, they're still running that blitzer, that
right.
Still blitzing that A or B gap. And they're not going to throw the ball. I mean, this
right.
Winning by this kind of a score.
They spot it right at the 45 for no gain. Sturgill comes out to talk to Coach McFarland. Can I throw it, Coach?
Yeah.
Can I throw it?
Yeah, he can read that linebacker coming too.
Well, there's just nobody out here. Elias Lopez has got, an athlete over him and Lance Nimmer, but there is nobody behind Mr. Nimmer. If he could run a slant and get inside position, he could run forever. Turn Nelson. Nope. Sturgill. Justin being Justin across the 50. He didn't want to give it up. And he followed Nelson into the hole and got about 6. Going to be 4th and 1. I think McFarland's out there talking to the official, saying, let the clock run down to 1 second and then call us a timeout. 48-19. They may be talking about where they're going to go eat. Rick, what's the sense on the bench? Is it now we can think about Bedford, or?
Yeah, the theme has been turned to page. They're already focusing on Bedford down here.
Good. Sturgill, Nelson, first down. Maybe. It's going to be first down. We just don't know which way.
I'm thinking I'm looking at our side.
You know what? There's nobody out there at all interested in a dang measurement. First down. Wind the clock. We don't have to play football anymore. So that's going to do it here for George Daniel for the regular season. Titans end up 6-1 at home. And we'll be back to wrap this one up after this timeout.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer, Club TV 20, back here at George Daniel. And before we close it up, Tom, let me give some thank you for the home season and these people that have helped us all year. Christian Rivera, Deasia Witten, Harley McQuaid, Ian Martinez, Isabel Sanchez, Sam DeAndrea, Thomas Milan, Emily Fairchild, Madison Jones. And because there were no dragons to slay, Jaden Morales up here in the booth with us. Also, big thank yous to Cheryl Herder, Bob Schlenbaker, Terry Trout, Joe Bach, and cast of thousands. Thank you, Club TV 20.
Guys,
the football team. Go ahead, Rick.
And guys, I have some of the players from tonight's matchup. I'm joined tonight by Isaiah McDowell, Davion Dower, and Justin Sturgill. First, let's go back, Isaiah. Let's talk about where the game was kind of in the balance in the first half, and that big fumble recovery and score. Take us through that play.
Well,
He called Roger. I looped. I did my loop, and it was an option. And then the quarterback, he acted like he was going to pitch it, and he tried to come back in, and he pitched it. And as soon as he pitched it, I think it was Lil Chavez or Torres that came and hit him, and then he just didn't get the ball clearly. So I don't know. It hit his foot, and then I just picked it up and I ran it in.
Then you had another play where you looked like a little Superman. Let's talk about that. You was diving out there. Let's talk about that play where you tried to recover that second fumble and Big Tone picked it up.
Yeah, we went at Louis on that play, and then the snap was far left, so I seen it. And I pushed off the tackle, and I started going for it. And I knew I wasn't going to get it because how fast I was running. But when I jumped, I hit the quarterback out the way, so one of my teammates could get it, and Tone ended up picking it up.
You've been a great spark plug for this team all year long. Keep doing what you're doing, young man. Davion Dower, senior night. Two of the seniors on this squad. Let's talk about your tonight's performance and specifically that touchdown pass that you had on the pump and go.
I just want to thank the quarterback, the line for blocking for him. Just without them, anything wouldn't be possible. Like, these my brothers, we all fought to the end. We was here since freshmen, and we just wanted to finish our season out strong.
Now, having a lot of the guys come back like Carlos and Nas and Deshaun come back to visit the program as a senior, what does that mean to you?
That means a lot. That means they still care about us. They all want to see us do good. We just want to excel and do whatever we have to do just to get out of Lorain, just like they did.
Great job. Keep doing what you're doing, young man. And Justin, senior night, we've talked a lot about this night coming into the night. What does this win mean to you in the program?
It means a lot. I am extremely excited and happy to go celebrate with my brothers, man. I did it for them. Everything I do is just for them. I want to see them smiling and happy after every game, after every practice. I want to make sure they're always doing the right things. You know, I just do it for them. I mean, I'm glad that we won tonight. It really means to a lot of seniors.
Now, obviously, the game's over, and the theme on the sideline has already been turned the page. It's on to Bedford. Let's get your thoughts.
Just got to get down and get focused, man. It's prime time now. It's time to play. This is going to be a tough team. We're going to be battling for the conference, so it's going to be a great game.
It's for all the marbles next week, and hopefully we get a nice crowd that travels up with us to Bedford to watch another Titan win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be exciting. Let's see Lorain out there, man. Let's come support. Let's go.
All right, guys.
Thanks so much, Rick. Yeah. Great job down there on the field. Tom, final thoughts as we close out the home season, 6-1.
They already said it. You know, we're 6 games here at George Daniel, and except for that first game, that last minute and a half, there's been an undefeated season. I'm really happy for this team, but they put it all on the line next week. You know, you live and die for the great big games, and next week is going to be one of those great big games. It's time for the coaches to get them up, get them fired, and the team focus and go all the way.
I think if you went down to that locker room and said, let's get in the bus now and go to Bedford and play, these guys would be loading up because they're this is what they've been looking forward to. And the seniors, the performance tonight, Davion Dower with a couple of scores. Zion Cross, 92 yards. Justin had a big game throwing the ball.
14 completions for 193 yards. That might be one of his better games.
And still only one interception on the season. I don't want to jinx him.
Yeah.
A couple of scores from Tyshawn Lighty. A fumble return by Isaiah McDowell. 2 defensive scores, a special teams score. 6 out of 6 from Blake Bartlemay of extra points. Another senior contributing, and just so much as these kids, you know, a lot of them, as you look down there, they don't want to leave the field.
Yeah.
And they'll be ready to go next week, and I'm looking forward to traveling to Bedford and watching the Titans play the Bearcats. It'll be a good evening. So, for Club TV 20, for Joe Bach, Bob Schlenbaker, Terry Trout, Cheryl Herder, and for all the gentlemen and ladies of the high school that are involved.
Don't mention, we want to see one more game here at George Daniel, and that's going to be that first game of the playoff. You know, you got to keep your finger crossed because
next week is going to determine that.
We got one more game at George Daniel.
So, you know, let's hope. For Tom Bauer, this is Jay Ferguson. It's a great night to be a Titan, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.